I will go ahead and break the awkward silence and welcome you all to our program for our internship celebration. Glad to have you all here with us. As we were saying, there's also some seats in the back. We just got to keep this tech area clear. But glad you're all here with us. And I'd like to welcome my colleagues up to the stage to join me, and we'll kick you off. So we'll be your MCs for this evening. We'll have about an hour of programming with you all together and then wrap up with some more networking and refreshments. So, my name is Brian. I know many of you in the room. I'm our internship and alumni relations manager. So, I focus on our hiring partnerships. So, for all of our hiring partners in the room, I make sure they're set up for the season, ready to go, and to connect with some amazing young people for their summer roles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the internship celebration. We're so happy to be in community with all of you today. And a really quick shout out and thank you to Salesforce for hosting us in their beautiful space. My name is Maddie Toll, and I'm the National Director of Alumni Programs at America on Tech. I've been with the organization for for over 4 years now, and to see all of your beautiful faces in the crowd just brings me so much joy, and just to know that we had the opportunity to work with you all this summer is so amazing. So again, thank you so much for being here.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Hadiza Kasim. I'm the Alumni Engagement and Partnerships Manager. And many of the students know me and love me, right? I love you all too. I've been with America on Tech for about 2.5 years now, and I've had the pleasure in working with probably over 200 students and placing them in summer internships. So thank you all for joining us this evening.
All right. So now I'd like to hand things over to someone who really helped to make this evening possible. So we have with us Erin Corbett Wright, who's the Senior Manager of Philanthropy at Salesforce. And just a couple notes on our partnership, which has been really amazing and even growing over the years. We're just very, very grateful to the team at Salesforce, especially for this wonderful space for the event. Second year in a row, we've been able to be in this building. Also wanted to note that we recently completed the Salesforce AI for Impact program. That's going to be really powerful as AOT continues to transition in the artificial intelligence space. And last but certainly not least, we want to give a very heartfelt thanks to Salesforce for an upcoming $500,000 grant that they're going to be giving to AOT to be across our regions. So give it up for Salesforce and please welcome Erin to the stage.
Thank you. So now that you get to hear me talking in my normal voice and not my school teacher voice, I just have to say what a pleasure it is to have you all in our space. In my opinion, this is what it means to be a good partner. And I'm just really grateful for the level of partnership that we've been able to have with America on Tech. I think we made our first grant to AOT in 2021 or 2022. So to achieve this level of scale, to go from a $100,000 grant to now having you all as part of our Agents for Impact Accelerator, as well as one of our AI skills and jobs partners, is just really heartening because this is what it means when we bring the full power of what a corporate organization can do in partnership with community by way of organizations like America on Tech. So I just want to say, phenomenal job to all of the staff. But really and truly, while I enjoy the team at AOT a great deal, what really keeps me coming back is each and every one of you. The work, the courage, the capacity to believe in yourself and to do something new that potentially no one else in your family has done before, and to go into environments where there aren't many people who look like you, have your experiences, come from where you come from, that requires a significant amount of bravery. And I don't think we talk about how important the skill of courage and bravery are when it comes down to blazing a new path and, most importantly, a new career for yourself. So, for all of the celebration that we will do tonight, I think it's deeply important that you all feel proud of yourselves because there are grown-ups with many more years on their Letterman jackets than you have. And they are not as brave or courageous as you because you are doing a new thing. So I just want to start there with that. Um, the power of internships are really transformative. It may feel like you're on the ground floor of something, but it's actually the safest space to experiment and to discover what is your passion. You might like UI UX design, but what specifically really gets you energized about facilitating and creating new technical experiences for people? You may enjoy engineering. What about writing code really ignites you and helps you to feel a sense of passion? Those questions are hard to answer in an environment where you're working full time and you have deliverables and you are beholden to whatever the needs of your organization are. The great thing about an internship, yes, you contribute to those organizational needs, but you also get the space to explore. And we don't appreciate how valuable having that space is until we've been in our careers for 10 or 15 years or 20 years. And we wish that we could go back to the days where we could just see if we still like the thing anymore, quite frankly. So you get to be in that space, you get to live in that space and to begin to activate your careers based off of how you've identified your passion. And that's really important, really exciting, and really valuable. And I will say, as someone who is a career switcher, so if you have a bingo card, I am the person. My name is right there. I used to work in politics for elected officials in Philadelphia. Then I was a fundraiser. So I used to do a lot of the work that like Brian and Maddie and Hadiza do, and Janine and Stan. And then I was a grant maker. So I've had three different careers in a very short amount of time. And what has helped me change those careers and to pivot successfully was that in between each of those pivots, there was an internship. I started working in politics because I started interning for the city council president in Philadelphia, where I'm from. I started working in fundraising because I interned in the mayor's fund for Philadelphia. And I ultimately got into fundraising and philanthropy because I was able to do an internship in an office that supported nonprofit organizations in seeking city funds. So I say all that to say internships have value, they have purpose, they help you shape who you are. To know what you like, you have to experience what you don't like. And to know what you like and to know what you love, you have to experience what you like. And so that is just the phenomenal opportunity that you all have before you with regard to the trainings and the learning opportunities and the internships that America on Tech is able to offer you all. In addition, I just want to say that you all and the fact that you take up space is important. And taking up space, being physically present, contributing to a conversation, developing a new product or solution, all of that as it is driven by your unique experiences and your unique identities are so critical, especially right now. I am not a technologist by trade, so let me not delude you into thinking that I am. But what I can say is that we are in a moment unlike any other. I think the only other time technologically that we've been at this inflection point was when I was a very young warthog, to quote Pumbaa from The Lion King, and the internet became accessible at home. That is the last time that I think I can remember a technological transition this large. And when we make changes to how we work, the tools we use to work, oftentimes we need everyone's perspective represented. So even though you are going into spaces where people may not look like you, they may not come from where you come from, they may not have some of the lived experiences that you have, what sounds like you're missing pieces of a puzzle is actually that you have a puzzle that no one else has. And they desperately need that piece in order to build a complete picture. So as you think about what you can contribute as much as what an organization or a job can give to you, do know that you just being you is something that they can't write into code. They cannot design a large language model. You are the competitive advantage. So as much as your identities may feel different, they are different because they are rare and valuable. So if I had to kind of wrap things up, I would just say continue to bet on yourself. You have already built the muscle of being brave. You will need that muscle many times in your career because you will have to learn many new things at many points in your career. So continue to bet on yourself and job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Erin. That was so lovely. I really appreciate everything you shared with our community today. Thank you so much. All right, so it wouldn't be an AOT event if we didn't have an agenda to tell you what's coming up for the next hour-ish. And so just to kind of intro what we're going to be doing today, first we'll share a high-level overview of AOT and the Access Tech Internship Program. We'll hear a few partner reflections just to share thoughts and wins from the summer. And finally, my favorite part of the evening, we're going to actually get to see some of the work of a few of our very special interns at the end. I'm very excited to see those demos and hear all about your experience. And then finally, after our kind of show is over, we'll take some group pictures and we have some certificates to hand out. And so, for those of you who are in this space and don't yet know about Americon Tech, first of all, hello and welcome. So glad you can make it. Um, Either way, so Americon Tech is an early pipeline tech talent accelerator, expanding access to technology careers for 16 to 24-year-olds from underestimated communities. We do this through education, mentorship, and career support. In particular, we love our Access Tech internship program, and we want to ensure that students have the opportunity, as Erin was alluding to learn and explore and try things out so that they can kind of imagine what their future career might look like. We believe that all students should have the knowledge to succeed in the innovation economy. And so we're really excited that all of us in this space today have participated in ensuring that our amazing young people really have the chance to learn about what they want their futures to look like, which is so exciting. All right. And so, as of last year, Americon Tech officially hit our 10-year anniversary, which is a really exciting milestone. And it's so amazing to think that our the organization really just started with Jessica and Evan, our two co-founders, on the ground doing grassroots work and just teaching about 20 students how to code. And at this point, AOT is a very different place, which is really exciting. So, over the past 10 plus years, we've worked with over 5,300 students. And of those students, AOT has directly placed over 1,000 into paid technical summer internships. Overall, the students in our community have earned over $4 million in wages through internships alone. And beyond that, we really want to ensure that students are able to take the time out of their schedule to learn and learn about what they want for their future. And so we've actually dispersed almost $2.5 million directly back into our community through stipends. In addition, AOT students are twice as likely to attend college compared to many of their peers and are 5 times more likely to actually pursue STEM majors. And so all of these puzzle pieces together create this really amazing picture of all the impact that we have already had on our communities in New York City, LA, Miami, and soon to be Atlanta. But we're also really excited for what's to come. All right, and so we gotta love a little data. So here is a quick look back of where we've come from as a program. So the Access Tech Internship Program really kicked off in a big way in 2021. And in these 5 years, we've placed almost 500 students, again, in paid technical summer internships. These interns have impacted dozens of companies every single summer. And the other chart here, I think, is really, really special because if you open up LinkedIn and you look at a job description for a tech internship and you scroll down to the qualifications, 99% of the time you will see that to qualify, to even get your resume reviewed, you need to be a rising sophomore or junior in college. However, rising sophomores and juniors in college are not the only people who can give a ton back into their community and into the companies that we partner with to ensure that they also have the tech skills and the innovation they need to actually succeed. High school students, Gen Z, they're really smart, they're really thoughtful, they're very digitally oriented, and this is exactly what we need right now. The environment is changing, and we want to ensure that our company partners have the skills, tools, and kind of unique ideas that they need to also be successful. So, because of that, we are really, really proud that almost half of the interns that we've placed over the past 5 years have actually been at the high school level, and not rising juniors and seniors only. We love them too, but I think we can all agree in this room that everyone has a lot to contribute. All right, so we just took a look back. We learned about what AOT is, we learned about our impact over the past 10 years, and we also learned about our Access Tech program over the past 5 years as well. Now, I want us to pivot just a little bit and look into the future. So, first and foremost, AI, right? It's everywhere. We are all talking about it. Whether you're a technologist or not, AI is really a big part of the future. So, AOT wanted to ensure that our students have opportunities to actually be on the forefront of this. So, our Tech 360 program, which has historically been a summer boot camp to learn coding skills, as of the summer was pivoted so that it's an intro to AI. So, students are not only learning how to build a little chatbot, but they're also learning how to think critically about AI and how to use it in an ethical way. We're also going to be adding AI into our tech tracks through the Tech Flex Leaders program. And so you're not just going to be learning UX anymore. Students are going to learn about how AI has impacted the field of UX design, how to be a responsible user of AI as a UX designer. And so we just really want to equip students with not only the skills, but the critical thinking and point of view so that they kind of know how to be successful out in the world. In addition, second, our alumni programs officially expanded, which for me is really exciting. When I started at AOT, we were a really tiny team. We officially have an alumni team member on the ground in LA, and we're excited to expand our offerings to both LA and Miami students moving forward. In addition, next year, we're really excited to roll out additional opportunities through Access Tech for our college-age interns. We have provided these opportunities to our college-age students. However, we are now seeing that because of AI, the environment is like really tough. So we're really excited to loop these college students back into the Access Tech fold, providing our partner companies with some older tech talent, with maybe some different types of experiences, while also ensuring that they are not left behind in this age of AI. Last but not least, the most exciting thing for AOT at large is that we're officially in Atlanta now. And so we are kicking off our first Tech 360 cohort this fall in Atlanta. And so my call to action for this room, especially, no offense, interns, the adults in this room, if you have folks on the ground in Atlanta who you think would want to be involved in AOT and our mission, give us a shout out, help us connect us. We would love to meet them and get to know them. All right, and with this, I am going to hand it back to Hadiza, who's going to talk a little bit more about our program this summer.
Thank you, Maddie. So hold your applause for a second. So the Access Tech program has produced hundreds of interns over the years, as my colleague Maddie just shared with you. And tonight I'm gonna highlight just a few. So at the top, we have Diana. So back in 2019, she was an IT systems intern at Community Service Society of New York. In 2021, she was a front-end developer intern at Solver. 2022, she actually interned at Meta, yes, the Meta, as a product design intern. 2023, she interned in UX design at JP Morgan and Chase. Last year, she landed a product design internship at GitHub. And now that she has graduated college, that internship has transitioned into a full-time role. So again, Diana used to sit in the seats that you all are sitting in currently. And we're very, very proud of all of the achievements that she's made. Secondly, we have Chris Clark. Chris Clark is very near and dear to AOT. In 2019, he was a digital ambassador intern at Bank of America. In 2021, he interned at the Queens Chamber of Commerce. In 2023, he interned with one of our Access Tech partners called Starting Point. He's very, very good in video marketing and photography, by the way. Last year, he was a nonprofit consultant extern at PwC. And currently this year, he's a director's assistant and content creator at Kick the Can Entertainment. And again, Chris Clark is actually one of the interns who went through the same process that you all went through. So this just highlights how the Access Tech program really helps interns to scaffold their skills and foster professional connections. And again, this can absolutely be any of you sitting here tonight. And now our next speaker is a true example of AOT talent coming full circle. So Angelina Batista graduated from Baruch College last year with a BBA in Computer Information Systems and a minor in Communication Studies. At AOT, she served as co-president of the Alumni Council, where she had the opportunity to facilitate discussions for the alumni community. She also planned events throughout the year. While still at AOT, she's also participated in multiple fellowships, which has allowed her to gain skills in product management, data science, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and she's done all of this while also networking with industry leaders. Outside of AOT, she's completed 4 internships with Warner Music Group and Supply House. She's done roles as an emerging talent associate. She's also been a project manager. She completed 2 internships at Ernst & Young as a technology consultant, and she currently actually works there full-time in their biz apps practice. So please help me in joining Angelina.
Yeah. Oh my God, what an introduction. Good evening, everyone. My name is Angelina Batista, and I can't express how much of an honor it is to be here today, not just as a speaker, but as an America on Tech alum. Not too many years ago, I was sitting exactly where you are now, wrapping up my internship and wondering what might be next. My journey with AOT began my junior year of high school. At the time, I had no idea what I wanted to study or what career path I wanted to pursue. Then my school shared an opportunity to join the Tech 360 program, where I learned how to code and build my very first website. At the time, I had very little experience in technology, but through Tech 360, I was introduced to the wide range of careers in tech and learned how to turn an idea into something real through code. That experience lit a spark in me, motivating me to keep building my skills and exploring the industry further. Over the years, I participated in multiple America on Tech programs, from tackling projects in data science to learning the foundations of product management. Each program didn't just give me technical skills, but gave me the confidence, connections, and ability to imagine myself in roles that I never considered before. In 2022, I had the privilege of serving as co-president of the America on Tech Alumni Council. This role gave me invaluable leadership experience while allowing me to give back to the community, supporting alumni, building connections, and helping create programming that helps students grow their skills and achieve their goals. Those leadership skills, paired with the technical foundation AOT gave, opened the door to my first internship at Ernst & Young. I was able to walk into these roles confident in collaborating, presenting ideas, and problem solving, all thanks to the knowledge and experience I gained through these programs.
But from my own journey, I really want to speak directly to all of you. Truly take a step back and really look at the work you've accomplished this summer. It takes determination, hard work, and perseverance to not only land an internship, but to complete it successfully. You all should be incredibly proud of yourselves. My advice to you as you close out your internship is to first document everything. Write down all the projects you worked on, the skills you learned, and the impact you made. It'll make things so much easier when you're preparing for interviews or updating your resume. And just as importantly, please stay in contact with people you've met, whether it's fellow interns, managers, or colleagues you've collaborated with. Even a quick, hey, how have you been message truly goes a long way. Making connections is important, but maintaining them is just as valuable. The relationships you nurture now can continue to open doors and support you long after this internship. So as I wrap up, please make sure to take a moment to celebrate your hard work. Update your LinkedIn, treat yourself to something nice, and enjoy the last few weeks of summer. You've all earned it. Thank you and congratulations.
One more round of applause for Angelina. So now I'm going to take us back to a little bit more data. So this year's data really exemplifies a summer of success. So as my colleague Maddie alluded to earlier, it is not very common to see high school students landing tech internships. This year, we're really proud to have placed 76 high school students. We've placed 25 college students, and again, it is not very common for high school students to get paid internships and in tech, so you should definitely be proud of not just these outcomes, but of yourselves. The next category that I want to highlight is the bigger pie chart on the screen. So while we've been fortunate to have our interns work in a variety of tech fields, the data still shows that we do have a need for data and UX UI roles. So to our partners out in the audience, just a quick plug that any data and UX UI roles that you can provide our students will go a very long way. But of course, we're always grateful for your partnership. Speaking of partnerships, another partnership that I want to highlight is the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development. We actually have a representative in the room, Anna. Anna, if you can just raise your hand. If we can just give Anna a round of applause. So through our partnership with Children's Arts and Sciences Workshops, we've been able to ensure that all of our young people are being paid for their time. So yes, AOT does not believe in free work. While we are deeply appreciative of our subsidy providers, we do, as the data also shows, have a low proportion of company funders in comparison to our subsidy funded roles in spite of our years of relationship cultivation. That, and given the change in ecosystem in tech, again, another call to action for folks in the room is if you can kindly pass along America on Tech to folks in your network, and specifically folks who are able to pay our interns directly. When considering that we are expanding our Access Tech program to include more college interns, when we do have more paid opportunities, it then gives us opportunities to pay more high school interns directly because the funding will go towards high school students rather than college students. So again, just a quick plug. Thank you. And some expanded data. So 93% of interns supervisors this summer rated their interns as satisfactory or highly satisfactory. And the data that I'm going to be sharing tonight is mostly going to be from our midpoint survey because we have not distributed our end of program survey as yet. 86% of attendees learned a critical skill at the pre-internship PD Summit. I did design and run the PD Summit, so I'm glad that you all felt good about that. 100% of interns reported that they did feel supported by America on Tech, and 95% of interns rated their experience as highly satisfactory or satisfactory. The end of program survey is going to be distributed tomorrow. So yes, to our interns, you will be seeing my name in your inbox again. But again, this data just shows how impactful our program is. And then I also wanted to share a couple of inspiring quotes directly from our interns, about our interns. So Mel Neary at the Information Lab, which is one of the partnerships that we're deeply grateful for, shared that as a person who's been hesitant in hiring high school level interns, Emily has convinced me that a high school level intern can accomplish many tasks that I've assigned and has the maturity level to work in a corporate office. So I do believe that we have Emily in the room. So if Emily can just raise her hand and we can give her a nice round of applause. Michelle at Cambio Lab shared that Jalen has been so great, ready to jump on any projects. She has presented her ideas and always has a can-do attitude. To AOT's credit, she specifically mentioned her experience inspired her interest in tech and a career in UX design. I'm not sure if we have Jalen in the room. Yes, can you kindly raise your hand? Thank you. And last but not least, Jen Lewis is a bright and resourceful young man, says Brian from Banana Kelly. Thank you again for providing such an outstanding intern. We've been fortunate to participate in the AOT program over the years, and they continue to impress us with their talent and dedication. Do we have Jen Lewis in the room tonight? Okay, well, we'll still give him a round of applause. And these are just a few quotes that we're highlighting, but generally speaking, in open-ended questions, some of the key intern strengths that our supervisors noted was drive, leadership, creativity, and preparedness. So you should all feel very proud of yourselves. Give a round of applause to all of you. And then on the screen here are our 2025 internship participants. And we are all in this room and we all understand what AOT does. And we know, they like place students in internships. But I think once we have all the names up on the screen at once, we're really able to see how powerful our program actually is. So for any of you who are in the room, kindly stand up. Up, up, up. Don't be shy. Another round of applause for our amazing interns. And now I'm going to pass it over to my teammate, Brian.
All right, everyone. So we're going to switch gears and talk about some of our partner companies who, once again, we could not do internships without a company to work for. So first, I'd like to spotlight. So I've been with AOT for 5 summers. It's been 5 summers since the pandemic when we've really been kicking internships into high gear. And we have 5 partners that have been with us each of those 5 years hiring interns. So it's been really wonderful to see how they've, started out curious about the program, maybe dipped their toes in, hired 1 or 2, and then they might come back and hire as many as 7 or 9 interns. So I want to spotlight these companies first. I think we only have one here with us, Open Market, but I want to go ahead and if you want to raise your hand and we can have folks give a nice round of applause to these 5-year companies. But then we have many companies who've done 2 or 3 or 4 years, and we're also super appreciative of all your partnership here. Again, we see similar patterns where maybe a company got referred by another company and said, "Oh, you should try AOT. You might, you want to redesign your website. They can help you with that." Or, "Oh, I know you were saying you need a social media campaign. Why don't you try AOT?" So we also want to really thank these returning partners. We really are appreciative that we can count on you year after year to come back to our program, hire interns, and really spread the word about the work we're doing. So if you're on this screen, could you raise your hand as one of those company partners? Let's give those folks a round of applause. But of course, we could not keep the program going if we didn't bring in new folks every year. So this summer, we had 9 brand new companies that came to us. Again, I see a lot of referrals on this screen. There are folks that maybe we were talking to for a few years who the timing wasn't right yet, but we kept in touch and they said, "Oh, you know what? This year, I think the timing's right." So we really appreciate all these folks that were able to jump in, give us a try, and we hope to be working with you for many years to come. So once again, if you're here from one of these companies, could you raise your hand? I think we have a couple. So thank you for taking the leap and trying out our program. All right, so now I want to spotlight a couple supervisors that are really leading the way. So, we in Access Tech have a lot of supervisors who support your career goals. So, first, we have Rena Madani. She's the founder and CEO of Start Lighthouse. And her intern, Yvonne, said, "A project I'm working on is a 5 year anniversary where I do research on businesses that are willing to donate to our event in October. I reach out to those businesses and convince them to be part of our event and donate to our gala as a nonprofit that is making reading more accessible to youth in New York City. This fits in my overall career goals because I'd love to be a corporate lawyer someday, and it allows me to build on my persuasion skills and strengthen my charisma, which will allow me to make great decisions to land good business deals in the future." And Yvonne was a web dev and marketing intern. We also have a newer partner with a big impact, and Rohan's in the room with us, who is the CTO of Pharmashoot Technologies. So Rohan really jumped in and hit the ground running with our program, was a brand new partner last year, but in that time has hired 7 AOT interns, all the while moving his company up in the industry. So we have a couple quotes from some of his interns. So we had Taiba, who was a business development intern this summer, and said Rohan was supportive and provided valuable guidance throughout. I learned a lot about business, e commerce, and marketing, as well as how the data science department operates. And then we had Tasneem from last year, who was a digital marketing intern, kept it short and sweet. When you're being understood, you work better. All right, so enough from me. I'm going to welcome up a couple partners who can tell you in their own words about their experience working with AOT's interns. Both of these partners have worked with us for about 3 years. So first up, we have Akeem Kip from the Black Currency, and I'll leave it to him to introduce himself and tell you all about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. How are we doing? How are we doing? Doing okay? Happy to hear. My name is Akeem Kip. I'm the co-founder of the Black Currency. Our other co-founder, his name is Kwame Egerton. He's based out of California, so he's not able to be here in person. But we're very excited to be able to speak to you about our partnership with America on Tech, the value that they've been able to add, and the contribution of our interns that we had from AOT this summer as well. So since we started the Black Currency in 2020, our vision was to empower the next generation of minority millionaires, not just through the numbers, but also through building the mindset and the emotional resilience to succeed. So one of the main things was when we first got connected with America on Tech, we noticed that our missions aligned, right? Creating the next generation of tech leaders. And myself and the co-founder Kwame, we've been in the tech field for a little bit over 10 years now since graduating from Syracuse University. And funny enough, that's actually where we met Mr. Evan Robinson, America on Tech's co-founder. So when he first launched America on Tech, it was truly inspiring. And when we started the partnership, it felt natural from the very start. So I'm gonna speak to this slide. I'll do it by column. So about the Black Currency, we are a education and a media company dedicated to closing the racial wealth gap through financial literacy and emotional intelligence. So we've been a Access Tech partner for a little bit over 2 years, and during that time, we had the privilege to host some AOT students in multiple ways. So one way was through our virtual financial literacy bootcamp that we did, which was a 4-week program. And also, we were also a part of the AOT's Professional Development Summit, where we covered a few topics ranging from banking basics to budgeting and also credit mastery. So this summer we had two incredible interns. Our first one is Shak, who's actually right there in the crowd. Um, and he was our e-learning and website development intern. And then we also had Nyla, who couldn't make it. She wasn't feeling the best, but she was our social media assistant manager. So they had a lot of great accomplishments this summer, ranging from building out e-learning strategies and website content, as well as social media campaigns and more that aligned with our brand. So Another thing that Nala focused on as well, she was in charge of being able to develop our Gen Z brand voice across social media. So crafting engaging content that resonated with younger audiences. And then she also was able to repurpose some of our podcast highlights as YouTube shorts to be able to generate traffic to our YouTube page and as well as boost subscriber growth. So that was also pretty great as well. And I'll talk about Shock's his contributions on the next slide. But before that, I enjoy working with young interns because of their fresh perspective, their bold creativity, and their eagerness to learn that they brought to the table. So that's something that our interns, AOT interns, has embodied. It was beautiful to actually watch over the past couple of weeks. And then during that time too, us as partners, I think it's pretty important for us to be able to create that environment for them to feel comfortable enough to be able to share those ideas, right? As an intern, joining a new company, sometimes you could be a bit timid, right? It could be a bit, overwhelming because you're kind of trying to learn about the company, where you fit in, how do you contribute. So it's pretty good to be able to have a learning experience as a partner to also be able to contribute to that environment so they feel comfortable. I like working with AOT's Access Tech program because we deeply, as I mentioned earlier, we deeply align with AOT's mission to be able to prepare the next generation of tech leaders. So as I mentioned, this is one of the most tangible products that we had from our interns this summer, and it's our donation page transformation. So you could see it was a pretty plain page where we just had a donate now, and it led to an external web page of DonorBox. So it was pretty plain, but it got the job done, but it didn't tell our story. So with the help of Shock, we was able to put together a fully integrated website where you can see the mission of our recently formed nonprofit organization, along with photos from our mission, photos from our different workshops that we did at a few schools, and also a embedded API for DonorBox, so our donors can give right from the website. So this makes the process a bit easier for our supporters and also allows us to stay fully connected with our supporters as well. So moving on, I think after this internship cycle, what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the assets that the interns were able to make and integrate it into our campaigns this fall. So very excited to be able to do that. And then we're also looking forward to continue to working with AOT to be able to support tech-driven talent as well as creating different pathways for financial education and entrepreneurship. So also I wanted to mention that our fourth annual pitch competition is coming up for those young entrepreneurs that are out there. We're partnering with a venture capital company called Neo Tribe Ventures. So anybody that's out there that has an idea or that has been working on a business that's looking to be able to raise some funding, be a part of a pretty strong mentorship, and get some exposure, please feel free to reach out to us. And before I wrap up, I just want to say thank you to AOT. It's been fantastic being a part of this program, and the interns that we've been able to work with this year and last year has been fantastic. Congratulations on the 10 plus years as well. It's pretty beautiful to witness that and to be a part of it. And you guys can follow us on any social media that you see there at The Black Currency. And you can also check out our website at www.theblackcurrency.io. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Akeem. Really appreciate all those reflections on your partnership. So, secondly, I would like to call up another long running partner. We have with us Ricky Ziegelman from Ballroom Basics. And once again, I will let her give her own details and introduction. Come on up, Ricky.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Ricky Ziegelman. I am the media and marketing manager at Ballroom Basics. I've been with our company for about 6 years, but we've been in the DOE vendor system since 2008, so it's been quite a while. Ballroom Basics is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to teaching the basics of ballroom and Latin dance to elementary school and middle school students, as well as high school students more recently, which we're really excited about. And we don't just teach the dance, we focus on etiquette and culture. So the students learn how to actually approach each other and ask for and accept the dance, as well as a little bit about where the dance comes from and why it originated, and so on and so forth. So it's a really impactful program, and I'm really lucky to be a part of it. So we've been working with America on Tech for the past 3 summers, and every summer has been absolutely amazing. This summer was no different. I have been the supervisor of the digital marketing internship program, which has given me a lot of insight into sort of a fresh perspective of what late high school and early college students are sort of thinking and what they're seeing on their news feeds. Whether you're on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, your news feed or your For You page looks different than mine, and their For You page and homepage looks different than yours. So it's been really cool to sort of see that perspective in action, and it's been really impactful on our program. So this year we had Brian working with us, who I don't think is here right now. Is he here? Brian! So this is really exciting because it was a virtual internship. So this is actually the first time I'm ever seeing Brian in person. Um, but we've had a really amazing summer, and Brian has gotten to learn about the intricacies of nonprofit marketing. So he's gotten hands-on experience with graphic design, video design, social media analytics and content creation. He's gotten to learn about what an in-kind donation is and different technical platforms. It's been an amazing 6 weeks, and it's amazing to see how much somebody can actually accomplish in 6 weeks. And one of the things that our organization was really looking for was what is resonating with our audience? What makes our audience stay and actually like want to be on our page? And also what doesn't work? And from our social media analytics, Brian was able to sort of put together a report that laid out the trends and the statistics that we needed to see so we can assess forward. Okay, we can go to the next one. Okay, great. So these are just some highlights of the analytics report that Brian put together. And from that, he was actually able to create a social media content calendar for the month of August based on the trends and the numbers that he found. And this is actually in progress right now. So you can head to our Ballroom Basics Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, anything that you're on, we're on too. And you can actually see this in action. And we're going to take everything that he sort of laid out for us and apply it to future social media content creation plans. So we are just really, really thankful to be an AOT partner. The past 3 years have been incredible. We're already looking forward to next year. Congratulations to all the interns that finished their internship. It's amazing, and you guys are incredible, and what you guys are capable of is beyond my comprehension. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate all of your kind words and the way you supported our interns for these past 3 years. All right. So, as Ricky alluded to, we're already looking ahead to next summer. So, hopefully, some of you are already doing the same. So, for our current employer partners, here are your next steps. You're going to have your final intern assessments so we can look at all the data and see where we've succeeded, see where we need to make a few improvements. So, those will actually be coming to you tomorrow. We have our AOT ones. You may have some from your subsidy providers. We all love collecting that data. Secondly, we've done this the past few summers. We've had focus groups with our partners, which has been really helpful to put a few of you in a Zoom room together, have you bounce ideas off of each other, go further into your feedback, and talk about how we might be able to improve the program next year. Number three, as always, we are always looking for your connections for new hiring partners. As we said earlier, a lot of our best partners were referrals from others who were able to say in their own words why they like working with AOT. So always keep us in mind as you think of folks who have internship needs. And then finally, just start preparing, thinking ahead to your next year's internship program. My team will be working to start planning next week already of what the next year's program will look like. So we will start narrowing down those details, making some plans, getting some dates on the calendar. And then, as usual, we'll reach out to you right before the holidays to kind of give you what the preview and next steps will be. However, I want to put in a little plug because if you loved your intern's impact this summer, you always have the option to rehire them for the fall to continue your organizational glow up. So, an important caveat is there is not the subsidy funding during the fall. However, we can work with you to do a budget plan of how you could fit maybe 5 or 10 hours a week into your budget. So, in that first bucket, we have some pros of academic year internships. So, these are low on hours, but they're high on impact. It can be a great way for these learners to gain additional experience. You can help these young people stand out from other job applicants. And you can immediately implement new concepts and skills they're learning in their fall classes. Secondly, we look at how a scope of work ideas can lead to a continuity of learning. So, in this way, you can continue working with bright students to improve your business. If they did a social media campaign for you this summer, you might have them analyze data in the fall for future improvements. If they did your website revamp this summer, you might want them to redesign your social media pages to match it. Or if your intern improved one of your products, this fall you could have them incorporate some AI elements for innovation. So at the bottom, we have a couple success stories so that you can join our movement with some fall internships. So we've counted dozens of Access Tech interns who've continued from summer to fall since 2022. So we had a social media intern in 2023 at St. Luke's, and she was hired as an ongoing social media coordinator. In 2024, we had a data intern at Leap who was rehired as an evaluations and impact support intern. And then some hot gossip for you all, as I've already had at least one summer supervisor who's reached out to us about hiring their intern for the fall. So I don't know that that offer has gone out yet, but just so you know, things are moving and people are already thinking about how they might keep that internship going. So stay tuned for some more details and guidance on the fall. All right. So now, yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Now we're going to go back to Hadiza to introduce your favorite part of the evening, which are intern presentations.
Thank you, Brian. So I hope you all are enjoying the evening. So our next speaker is actually Katie. She served as a product management intern at Afro LA. And during her internship, she had the opportunity to sharpen her product management skills. She collaborated closely with her team, adapted very quickly to what is a very fast paced environment. And she was able to make some significant contributions to the tech and media space. So please help me in welcoming, Katie to share her reflections.
Thank you, Hadiza, for the amazing intro. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Cohn, and I am a rising high school senior at Queens Information Research and Technology High School. This summer, I had the incredible opportunity to serve as a project management intern at Afro LA, a nonprofit newsroom based in Los Angeles that centers its reporting through the lenses of the Black community. Their Buy Black LA directory reflects a powerful commitment to economic visibility for Black and people of color owned businesses. It was an honor to help strengthen that platform. As a project management intern, my roles focused on enhancing user experience and navigation accessibility on the Buy Black LA site, while also helping small Black owned businesses engage with Buy Black LA platform to better showcase their values and services. With that being my task, I started with research diving into how users interact with the site and understanding the pain points for the business owners that are already interested in interacting with Buy Black LA. That led me to develop a series of focus group questions customized for each group, which allowed me to uncover deeper insight to create a roadmap for Buy Black LA to grow not just as a directory, but as a vibrant space for community connection and inclusive design. One of the highlights of my internship was traveling to Columbia University to meet with the Afro LA team and their partners at the Brown Institute for Media Innovation Journalism School. It was inspiring to see the collaborative spirit behind the scenes. Another highlight was working independently. Independence to me isn't just about doing tasks solo. It's about earning the trust to set your own pace and make decisions and lead with confidence. Yet, one challenge I faced was finding ways to gather feedback that was actionable, not just getting users to fill out a survey, but to be engaged. To overcome that, I connected with professionals who are familiar with serving users often, and that helped me build a stronger plan that made my feedback collection far more impactful. And I couldn't have done it without my supervisor, Dana, who isn't here right now because she lives in Los Angeles. But she always helped me. She was always available and always encouraging, whether it was reviewing my drafts or helping me refine a strategy. Her support helped me to keep moving forward. As well, I would like to thank Helen, Ashanti, and Sherwa because being a team together, we couldn't have made this big progress for the company Afro LA. The work we did this summer will have a lasting impact as it builds the future development of the Buy Black LA site and app. It feels amazing to see that my work was recognized and appreciated by others. Overall, this internship tremendously pushed me to the next step in my future career. It wasn't just a summer experience, it reignited my passion for technology and reminded me of how many opportunities tech can open. I walked away not just inspired, but equipped with new skills and confident that my path in tech is just now getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. So next up, I'm excited to introduce Ming Yinsa. She was a participant in Accenture's Learning to Lead program, and yes, that is the Accenture. This prestigious leadership development opportunity gave her some valuable insight into leadership, collaboration, and professional growth through real-world consultant experiences. Let's welcome Ming Yinsa as she shares her journey.
There's your. Thank you, everyone. I mean, Hadiza, sorry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Manian Salimani, and I'm an incoming freshman at Benny University. This summer, I had the privilege of interning at Accenture as a consulting intern. Accenture is a global professional services company that specializes in IT services and consulting. It helps businesses enhance their performance and efficiency through technology, strategy, and operations. Accenture operates in more than 120 countries, serving clients across a wide variety of industries such as technology, finance, healthcare, and more. While working at Accenture, my role involved collaborating with the team to develop a strategic solution for our client, Jaguar Land Rover. The challenge was to help the company transition into the electric vehicle market without compromising profitability. As the team lead, I ensured that everyone understood their responsibilities, supported my teammates, and ensured and contributed to the research process. This role allowed me to strengthen my leadership, communication, and problem solving skills while helping guide our team to a successful final presentation. As part of our final deliverable, my team created a slide deck and a live presentation showcasing our strategic solution for Jaguar Land Rover's transition into the electric vehicle market. Our presentation included a visual demonstration of the app that we designed as the core solution, a launch plan outlining how the app would be launched to the public, and a cost analysis detailing how much the company would need to invest to implement the solution. My time at Accenture deepened my interest in both consulting and tech. I got to experience what consultants do daily, solving real client challenges, thinking strategically, and collaborating with others. Being a part of the tech driven project helped me see how innovation and strategy work hand in hand. It increased my interest in pursuing a career at the intersection of both fields. My supervisors, Michaela and JP, were very supportive and made the experience very fun for me. They were always there for me and were ready to answer any questions, and they gave me valuable insight that I will use for a long time. This internship gave me a firsthand insight into what it's like to work in a fast paced, client focused environment, which expanded my professional knowledge and shaped my career goals. Thank you.
One more round of applause for Ming Yinsa. And last but certainly not least, our final student speaker is Kevin, who worked as a data science intern at Pharmashoot Technologies. He applied his technical skills to meaningful real world projects using data to drive innovation and solve problems in the healthcare technology space. Please help me in welcoming Kevin to share his experiences and lessons learned.
Um, okay. What time does the actual NBA game start? Not as simple as broadcasting suggests. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kevin Guillermo. I am an incoming freshman at Hunter College majoring in computer science. This summer, I had the opportunity to work with Pharmashoot, an excellent on an excellent project in combining web scraping and machine learning to analyze NBA games and start times. The project used XGBoost to predict actual game start times versus scheduled times. XGBoost stands for extreme gradient boosting and works with hundreds of weak guesses to make an accurate prediction about start times, making it an excellent tool for this project with a combination of NBA reports to predict future games. Creating an automatic computer program just that could read over thousand games to predict with a bundle of accuracy. Built this model that identified key factors to identify the game's influence, like team, arena, and opponent, to predict the actual accuracy of the games. The system automatically processes an entire NBA season into turning messy Excel files into an organized spreadsheet that reveals hidden patterns about when the game starts versus when they're scheduled. The favorite part of this project was seeing web scraping, data recognition, and machine learning that could be combined to solve a real world problem. The biggest challenge was handling the technical complexity as someone that was new to advanced Python and data science. I broke the project into smaller pieces, first mastering PH, PDF extraction, then matching patterns, and finally machine learning components. My supervisor, Mr. Rohan, can we give an applause for him all the way in the back? Provided crucial guidance throughout the process. The project taught me a full pipeline of modern data science, extracting thoughts and of unstructured resources, processing messy real-world data, and I'm applying to machine learning to find meaningful patterns. These skills applied far beyond sports and analytics and to find field dealing with document processing and predictive modeling. The MBA project showed me how a seemingly simple question requires sophisticated technical solutions combining multiple disciplines. This experience reinforces my passion for computer science and demonstrating the excellent possibilities ahead in my studies at Hunter College. Thank you.